And Chess.com is here with Chessbra and Canada #1 Eric Hansen. You played your very first world champion ever today, Vishy Anand. It sounded like you had some mental consternation before the game based on his stature. Is that right?
For sure. I mean, I've been away for a while from the game and playing Vishy, who's the highest rated player I've ever faced. Definitely had some nerves going into the game.
This G6 line, you told me, has already been played a couple times by some top-level grandmasters, Caruana and Rajabov. Is it kind of hard to keep up with theory when you're in the middle of a tournament, when that theory comes from the exact same tournament?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, there's so many games going on. It's hard to keep track, but I think it's a necessary thing to do. But just in general, I'd say outside the tournament, those top players are all the time coming up with new ways to treat the opening, and it's hard for me to keep up with that when I'm not as active.
Yeah, but he's a very principled player. So him to play something a little bit more offbeat, even though we now know it's in vogue, that had to kind of throw you a curveball, right?
It did, and I was not happy to see it at all because I had prepared a little bit, and he played the one thing I didn't look at.
What was the overall match strategy for Canada? Where was the best chance for you to get a board win?
Honestly, this Indian team is extremely dangerous. We were all just looking to play a tight game and take chances if they come, but otherwise we didn't find I don't think any weaknesses. We were just trying to play our best.
And switching gears a little bit, we've got a FIDE presidential election coming up on October the 3rd. What issues are most important to you from these candidates?
For me, it's like professionalizing the game, working with companies, developing, whether it's tournaments, the World Championship cycle, just professionalizing it, whether that means like, advertising, knowing well in advance where it's going to be hosted, good organization, trying to find sponsors that are transparency is big. Also, I'd like to see them work with federations more in growing the game. I just don't feel like the FIDE and national organizations are really hand in hand trying to promote the game of chess. So some synchronization. And
you're the owner of a company, the Chess Bras. Could you ever see yourself either being a sponsor of a FIDE event or partnering with them in some capacity?
Yeah, I'd never say no, but it'd have to be the right circumstance, and I think there's a long way to go. There's better initiatives happening right now in chess outside of FIDE than in FIDE in terms of people trying to grow the game and promote it.
All right, and finally, what did you think about that marriage proposal on the floor yesterday? Did you hear about that at all?
I heard about it. I haven't seen the video yet, but good for them. I mean, I was thinking that if it happened to me, well, right before a game is you have a lot of things going on in your mind. It might throw someone off a bit, but it sounds like a nice little moment that the Olympiad had. At least someone has a story. So
yeah, we should clarify. She actually was the player sitting out last round, so she didn't have anything to prepare for. But let me ask you, final question: your preference? Do you like to date chess players or non-chess players?
Non-chess players usually. Yeah.
Okay, we'll leave it at that. I won't even ask you why. So, all right, for most of our viewers, sorry, you're out of luck.